The quiet truths only age can teach you. No one warns you that life doesn't get louder with age. It gets quieter. And in that quiet, the real truths finally speak. When you are young, the world feels urgent. Everything matters, every opinion, every mistake, every delay feels like disaster. But time has a way of softening the noise. And not because life becomes easier, but because you finally learn what deserves your attention. That is the first quiet truth. Most things you worry about today will not matter tomorrow, and almost none of them will matter in the end. I didn't believe that when I was younger. I thought every problem needed fixing right now. I thought stress meant I was responsible. I thought being busy meant being important. Age teaches you otherwise, slowly, gently, and sometimes painfully. You learn that peace is not found by controlling everything. It is found by letting most things go. Here is another truth no one tells you early enough. People are not thinking about you as much as you think. They are busy thinking about themselves, their fears, their regrets, their unfinished dreams. When you understand that, something inside you relaxes. You stop performing, you stop explaining. You stop living for approval that was never coming anyway. Age gives you permission to be real, and real is lighter than perfect. There is a moment, usually later in life, when you realize something else. Time is not slow. It is fast, painfully fast. Years that once felt endless now pass in a blink. Faces you love begin to change. Some disappear altogether. And suddenly you understand the value of ordinary days. Not the big moments, the small ones. A quiet morning, a familiar voice, a shared meal, a simple laugh. When you are young, you chase highlights. When you are older, you cherish consistency. Because you learn that happiness is not excitement. It is comfort without boredom. Another quiet truth. You don't need as much as you think. At some point, you stop wanting more things, more money, more status, more praise. You want fewer worries, fewer arguments, fewer sleepless nights. You want your body to feel okay when you wake up. You want your mind to feel calm when you lie down. You want the people you love to be safe. That becomes enough. Age teaches you that chasing more never ends. But choosing enough brings peace. Here is a hard truth. Some people will never understand you, no matter how kind you are, no matter how much you explain. When you are young, that hurts deeply. You try harder, you bend, you shrink. With age, you learn to stop trying to be understood by those who are committed to misunderstanding you. You learn that not everyone deserves access to your heart, and that is not cruel, it is wise. And another lesson comes quietly. Regret is not about the things you did. It is about the things you were too afraid to do. The words you didn't say, the chances you didn't take, the love you didn't show because you were scared. Age makes this clear, very clear. That is why older people often say, just do it. Not because they are reckless, but because they know fear ages badly. Fear grows heavier with time. Courage grows lighter. There is also this truth. Your body keeps score. You can ignore it for years, push it, abuse it, pretend you are invincible. But one day it speaks back, and when it does, you listen. Age teaches respect for the body, not vanity, respect. You learn that health is not about looking good. It is about moving without pain, sleeping without discomfort, waking up with energy. And you realize something else. No success is worth sacrificing your health. None. Here is another truth that sneaks up on you. You outgrow people, and people outgrow you. Not because anyone is wrong, but because growth is not synchronized. Some friendships are for a season, some for a lesson, some for a lifetime. Age teaches you to let go without bitterness, to appreciate what was, without demanding what can no longer be. That is maturity, not holding on, but releasing with grace. You also learn the power of listening, real listening. When you are young, you listen to reply, to impress, to argue. With age, you listen to understand, to feel, to connect. You realize most people are not looking for advice. They are looking for validation, for someone to say, I see you. That is a quiet gift you learn to give. Here is a truth many discover too late. Anger is expensive. It costs you sleep, health, joy. Holding grudges feels strong in the moment, but it weakens you over time. Age teaches forgiveness. Not because others deserve it, but because you do. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is choosing peace over replaying pain. Another lesson, you don't need to win every argument. You don't need to be right. Sometimes peace is better than proof. Silence is better than victory. Age teaches you that being right feels good for a moment. Being calm feels good for a lifetime. There is also this quiet realization. You become the stories you tell yourself. If you repeat that you are broken, you live broken. If you repeat that you are capable, you grow capable. Age teaches responsibility for your inner voice because you have listened to it long enough to know its power. Here is a truth about love. Real love is not dramatic. It is steady. It shows up. It stays. It chooses you on ordinary days. Age strips away fantasy and reveals devotion. You stop chasing butterflies. You start valuing loyalty. That is when love becomes safe, and safe is beautiful. Another quiet truth. Loneliness is not about being alone. It is about feeling unseen. You can be surrounded by people and still feel lonely. And you can be alone and feel full. Age teaches you to enjoy your own company. To sit with yourself without distraction, that skill changes everything. Here is something else time teaches. Life is not fair, and it never was. Bad things happen to good people. Effort does not guarantee reward. Kindness is not always returned. When you accept that, you stop being shocked by reality and start responding with wisdom instead of anger. Acceptance is not giving up. It is seeing clearly. Another lesson, your parents were human. They were learning too. They were afraid too. They did the best they could with what they knew. Age softens judgment and replaces it with understanding. That understanding brings healing, even if the past cannot be changed. Here is a truth about success. It does not fill the quiet moments. Titles fade. Applause stops. Achievements collect dust. What remains is who you were when no one was watching, how you treated people, how you treated yourself. Age teaches that legacy is not what you build. It is what you pass on through kindness, patience, and example. Another quiet truth. Most of life is ordinary, and that is not a failure. Social media teaches you to chase constant excitement. Age teaches you to appreciate stability. Boring often means peaceful, and peaceful is priceless. Here is one of the hardest truths. You cannot save everyone. You can love them, support them, encourage them, but you cannot live their life for them. Age teaches boundaries, not walls. Boundaries. They protect your energy, your time, your peace. Another lesson time whispers. Gratitude changes everything. Not forced positivity, real gratitude. Noticing what is still good, what is still here, what still works. Age teaches gratitude because you have lost enough to know its value. Here is a truth about fear. It never disappears completely, but it becomes familiar. And once it is familiar, it loses control. Age teaches courage is not the absence of fear. It is acting despite it. Another realization. You don't need to have everything figured out. No one ever does. They just get better at adapting. Age teaches flexibility because rigidity breaks. Here is a quiet truth that arrives slowly. You are enough. Without proving, without performing, you always were. Age removes the need to impress and reveals the freedom of being. And finally, this truth. Life is happening now. Not when things calm down, not when you have more money, not when you feel ready. Now. Age teaches urgency without panic, presence without pressure. Because one day you realize something very clearly. The days are numbered, but that makes them precious. So you speak honestly, you love openly, you rest without guilt, you choose peace more often, you forgive faster, you laugh louder, and you listen to the quiet truths because they were always there, waiting for you to slow down enough to hear them.